Hello. So I guess we'll wait like 5 more minutes for everybody to enter وهيك. So okay. If you guys post any story on Instagram or so, make sure to tag us Fridays for Future Lebanon and Girl Up Lebanon.
حافظة دورة؟ Hi everyone. All right, so we will wait a couple of minutes before we get started. So yeah, before we get started, please feel free to share your thoughts. What are you expecting from this webinar? Just yeah, let's have a couple of minutes together before we get started. I guess we will get started by like in 5 minutes. So yeah. Can you all please see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, good.
Guys, we really hope this webinar will be interactive. Like, ask questions as much as you want to. Yeah, we hope you guys will like it. لأنه it's a really nice webinar that team prepared for and Girl Up Lebanon. كمان today is Earth Day, so كمان if you have any question or you want to say anything, please make sure you do. It's a safe place. So we're happy to hear you guys speak. We can interact with us.
هلو جايز ما عم بسمعكم.
Hi Arya.
ما عم بسمعكم. اوكي. هلو.
I guess.
Hi,
we're
Aya.
good. Right.
I miss you guys. عن جد كتير اشتقت لكم.
So at first, I guess we can get started. أو بدكم بعد ننطر.
No, I guess we can start. خلاص, we waited like 10 minutes. Okay, but then the ones that enter, like, it's okay.
Okay, so at first it will be like in Arabic and English and French, so like the Lebanese way. So please, like, is it okay? Okay. Okay. So I will start by introducing myself. Hi everyone, my name is Reem Badran. I'm one of the 24 Girl Up Teen Advisor for the 2019-2020 class. I'm the founding president of Girl Up Lebanon and Girl Up Arab World. So Girl Up Lebanon, you will get to know more about us like in this presentation, and I'm so excited to be on this call. So just like background information, I was with like in Fridays for Future for about 2 years. Even though I wasn't that active, like I'm staying in the group, and I really appreciate this movement. And yeah, I have lots of friends in this movement abroad, so it's really important to have it here. And I would love to thank Jimmy, but also Andres, for having us on this call. Thank you so much, and I'm so looking forward to everything you will be doing. And yeah, so that's for me. I guess in this presentation, we will be the leadership board represented by Maria, Aya, and I guess, and myself. For now, I hope more people will join us. So yeah. Feel free to introduce yourselves, leadership board.
Hi, hi everyone. My name is Maria. I'm the comment ça s'appelle? Public Relation Director of Girl Up Lebanon, and yeah, that's it.
All right.
Hello, I'm Aya, and I just wanted to say I am the secretary of the leadership board of Girl Up. It's really nice being here لأنه it's so nice عن جد بهالفترة to be able to stay in this really mood of trying to do things, trying to stay innovative, because it's really hard, honestly, these days, because we're in a very hard situation that we've never experienced before. I'm really happy we're able to do this. Well, I thank each and every one of you عن جد اللي they made the effort to come here. It really means a lot. So thank you so much, Jimmy. So
Thank you guys
yeah,
for joining us. It's an honor. I'm really glad that you guys accepted. And we want to empower women. Such women like you guys are amazing. The movement is really amazing. I've worked with you several times. I joined the meeting. I'm really excited for now what you guys are gonna present to us. Like, I hope everybody likes it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. For those who don't know me, my name is Jimmy Shakar. I'm in Fridays for Future Lebanon. I'm the board member, and I in charge of social media. So if you guys have anything to ask, feel free to ask me, or Andres or Aya Commander from Fridays for Future.
Okay, and let me introduce myself. My name is Maysa, and I'm the treasurer of Girl Up Lebanon, which means that I basically take care of everything that's fundraising and money and all that stuff. And as Aya and Jimmy said, it's really important now to be active in this kind of stuff, especially with everything that's going on. In the 3 months of 2020, we've had countless number of stuff going on, so being active in society is really important. So I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really happy about this meeting. Yeah.
Thank you all for being here, and I guess we will get started. So yeah, we represent Lebanon, and I know like lots of you on the call are members of Girl Up, but for those who aren't like part of our movement, so let me at first introduce Girl Up. So Girl Up is the mother of Girl Up Lebanon, if that makes any sense. So okay, so at first Girl Up was founded by the United Nations Foundation in 2010, and basically they continue to work across a global community of partners to achieve gender equality worldwide. So it's not a movement centered in the US or Western countries, but it is really global. Moreover, when it comes to the impact of Girl Up is really one of the biggest movement when it comes to youth-led, girls-led, gender equality movement in the world. And so basically they have more than 50,000 girls leaders, 4,000 Girl Up clubs, and I'm so happy that Girl Up Lebanon is one of these clubs, and they are present in more than 100 countries. So now for the impact. As I said, like Girl Up is a very big movement and it's global. So they had they were able to pass, for example, 2 US bill laws. So I've been, for example, in DC, and I've been able to lobby for laws. They have more than 500,000 advocacy actions, thousands of community actions, like really all over the world, and they raised about $10 million to the United Nations. So they were pretty present, and yeah, I'm so excited that this year we brought this movement to Lebanon, and we're currently representing Girl Up in Lebanon. So yeah, that's it. So for our core values, it's more like girl-centered, inclusion, passion, action, and I guess like Fridays for Future will relate to our values. So for sure, we are for social equity, and we try our best to create a movement where our voices are valuable and are valid, and a safe space. So that's for Girl Up, and please, you can check their Instagram, you can check the website, girlup.org, or you can even reach out to us if you have any questions concerning Girl Up. So that's for Girl Up. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Oh my God, sorry. It's always happening. All right. Technology. Yes, yeah. So now we will introduce Girl Up Lebanon. Yay.
Yeah, so we've had so many we did so many things really that we tried to do with time. Like for example, first girls youth led movement tackling gender equality in Lebanon, first Girl Up in Lebanon. So this is actually, we can even start with the fact that it's the first Girl Up in Lebanon, which Lebanon needs something like that. I'm going to speak briefly about what we did. We had 70 members join us that registered on the community, and one second.
Aya being Zoom bombed.
I remember this day.
I'm very, very sorry. I'm very sorry, but it was my little sister. So yeah, as I was saying, there were 70 members that registered on Girl Up, which is on our community, which was amazing from all over Lebanon. We were able to have this diversity. We are starting a North chapter. Girl Up Lebanon is a club in Girl Up Arab World, which Girl Up Arab World it's like extremely a big thing. With the impact عن جد إنه we've tried to make so many meetings or participating in panels and schools clubs, social media campaign on Women's Day specifically. What happened? I have no idea what happened honestly, but I was saying we've been able to be in the process of creating a safe space where everyone can speak about their experiences, even though they're really serious or they're emotional. We were able to have very nice relations with the members in this club. So this is practically what we've done till now.
Hey. So really want, as Jimmy said earlier, really want this meeting to be interactive. So if you have any questions when it comes to Girl Up Lebanon, first of all, feel free to ask, just unmute yourself and go ahead. But yeah, it's been like a year, I guess. Like in the summer, we will be officially 1 year old. And I guess during this year, we had lots of things going on in Lebanon. As Amaisa said earlier, like there's lots of stuff going on. So being active and also being just a youth-led organization or a group is really something like not easy at all. So we're very happy to be sharing more about our work and hopefully inspire more young people to join the movement and to join just this whole activism inspiration. Yeah. So something to say before we move
I just
on to
want
the
to say
second part?
something. I know. If there are boys in here, don't be shy or join Girl Up. I'm a boy. I'm in Girl Up, yani. It's very nice to spread social equity and there's equality between boys and men, and it's important for us and men to fight for women's rights. Women, we need to empower women. Like, look at these women; they're great, they're empowered, they're really strong. Like, this is our society. This is how we want our society to be. Women like you guys, people like us, we care about everything. Like, we are the change, فبليز ما تستحوا يعني talk to any ريم ماريا ميسا or Aya or Maria, join Girl Up وعن جد it's a very nice movement. I'm so glad I joined them this year.
Yay. Thank you. So, yeah, men of equality don't fear equality. So I would say that. Okay, so let's move on to one of like the most interesting parts of our presentation. So yeah, so really, I was really excited when Jimmy contacted me and told me about this whole activity you're doing, Fridays for Future, and I was really excited to share more about why environmental issues are feminist issues. So before we get started, I really want to hear from you, like, what do you guys think about it? Like, why environmental issues are feminist issues? What do you hear by that?
Can I say something?
Yeah, for sure.
I actually studied this, like I wrote an essay about it, and one of the things that was very prominent was that like one of the things that's has to do with climate change is overpopulation, and because women are the ones who can grow the population, they're at risk for their autonomy to be taken away by the government. And so in Romania once, back in like maybe the 1950s, I'm unsure of the date, but the leader, he took away the reproductive rights of the women because to like stop the overpopulation, and that's definitely unethical. So that's how one way climate change is related to feminism and the reproductive rights of women.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing. This is truly valid. And as you said, every issue in this world is somehow related to gender, because just the fact that women are half of the society, half of the population, that means that we will be impacted by everything. So yeah, anything else? Thank you for sharing one more time. Right.
If anyone is against this or they don't really understand it, it's really interesting for you to participate and speak about your opinion.
Yes, yeah. Please, we really want this webinar to be a safe space, so feel free to just share everything. Like, we're very open to all your suggestions, and what do you think about it? Because basically, I would say we are introduced to feminism, but not everyone is introduced or was introduced to feminism. So it's truly valid if you just like, yeah, but I don't know, like, what is feminism? So please feel free to like hit us with your questions.
عندي سؤال, can we call on them?
Oh, that would be mean.
No, because it would be interesting. I don't want to be a teacher or something, but Anja, that would be interesting. What do you
Yeah,
think?
we really want you guys like to tell us your opinion. Like, at first I had a different opinion on feminism, and when I joined, I had my opinion. A lot of us think in feminism and wholly just women, like, they just like scream and shout for women's rights, which is actually not true, yani. When you actually join such movements, whether it was for women's rights or climate justice or animals' rights, you understand the fire in their heart, why, they're like always like, so passionate about what they're doing, that, they're doing something like they love, would they want to get to a point where there's no patriarchy, or for example animal abuse, or injustice for the climate. So it's really important, guys, and we really want you guys to tell us your opinion. عن climate justice be women through women empowering أو قصص please عن جد شاركوا.
Yes, هلا I know يمكن from our name girl up just like girl up like دخل كتير like lots of people we get like scared like are you feminazi or something else, but like this is just the name, and also I guess this is the same problem for feminism because lots of people like don't get into this movement just because of the name, and I guess this is very pathetic. Like you just like the name is a name, but you should care more about the values. And let me like be very honest with you, we didn't have this conversation like 10 years ago, and I had this conversation with the director in Girl Up, and she was talking, we were talking about can Girl Up like in 10 years change their name to not be Girl Up, and she was like 10 years ago we didn't have even this conversation, we didn't even expect that boys maybe appeal to this very certain issue. So I guess like this is very interesting to have like at first we started at feminism, now we have ecofeminism. Like this movement is growing and we're including more issues, we're including more voices in this movement. So yeah, please feel free to share. If not, I guess we will have like a video, and I guess maybe after this video we can like talk more so you can have more an idea. We don't want to say everything. Right?
Just if I may share.
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Andres, and I started climate striking in Beirut back in March 15, 2019. And so I was the first climate striker in the Arabic-speaking world.
Wow.
And I've been...
Hold me once. Hold me twice.
Awesome. Yeah, I recognize a few faces here, so that's awesome. And I'm very excited that you guys took up this opportunity. And I like, to be introduced to a movement like this one. And I think, in fact, the name is actually hilarious and very sort of ironic because, you usually hear men up, for example, if you're a boy and you're crying or things like this, which I think the world doesn't need any more men to man up. I think we need more boys to girl up. And I think, this is something that the LGBTQ community has been, very vocal about and doing, but there is also a variety of artists that are discovering, this connection between sexuality and climate, and also how the patriarchy is basically the most intrusive element in our mother nature and earth. So Aya also brought up a very interesting issue about how climate relates to the feminist movement, and so she mentioned women's reproductive rights, and that's also, it leads into a very interesting discussion about overpopulation, but also it cannot be in the future as imposed, like the example that she gave us. So I think it's up to us and girls and everyone in society really to give the females in our society the ability to make decisions over themselves and the education to, for example, care about science and voice their opinions in our climate strikes. And it's really overwhelming that I would say more than 70%, maybe 80 or 90% of the strikers in Beirut, an Arab city with less than 13% female representation in parliament last year, is full of girls. And they're shouting, "We are here for our future and we are the future." And, they are really taking up this fight bluntly against politicians that couldn't care less about us and our future and our environment, even our national symbols like the cedar tree, which is threatened. So I'm very glad that we're having this conversation now. And I look forward to continuing. We have 10 minutes left.
And guys, when the 10 minutes are over, join the same link. It's the same link, okay? We'll
Right,
continue
yes.
conversation with Girl Up. And there
Yes.
was Harley Griffith. She has a question.
Feminist if they were born a boy.
Yeah, sorry.
Could you
I guess,
repeat that?
yeah. If there's something, you can just like type it in the chat and we will read it and answer it if you have like something.
Yeah, I guess it's better if you read your question because we can't hear you properly. So we read the question out loud and Reem or someone will answer it.
The
Yes.
thing with Zoom is that it's probably insecure and maybe it could be like someone who is not really interested in our discussion, but just there kind of spying and spamming.
I wanted to add something that's very funny. I joined Fridays for Future with Reem. Like I saw her on Instagram. She posted the story. It's like, oh my God, في Fridays for Future in Lebanon. She talked to Andres and he sent me the link. And I was shocked. On my first strike, there were كثير كان في بنات. Like when you hear us shouting for climate justice, you can hear women screaming and shouting from the bottom of the hearts. And it's okay how it's warming to see women عن جد فاينل انه ممنوع انه لازم انه نحن مش بس انه شباب بس بيعملوا شيء لا شباب وبنات وحتى البنات اول من الشباب فين يكونوا.
Hey, I have a thing to add, and it's most of the time that's a problem, and people don't understand what feminism is, and they think it's just empowering of women, but it's actually about gender equality. Where in a world where men are taught not to cry and women are taught not to think, and it's a deeper problem than just giving rights to women and to just shut them up. That's not it at all. So you actually think about what feminism is, I think that's when you start understanding where the protests are going and why people are so fueled by it. So I think, yeah, that's important.
Yeah, exactly. Reem, she asked you the question on the chats. Can
Yes,
transgender people say it's feminist?
So at first, I would say that like no matter what, you can be a feminist. Like I don't care if you're a transgender or like a boy or a girl. Like it's just your values. It's just whether you think you have a brain and you think that yeah, this movement is valid, then you would join it. It doesn't matter your identity. Even though like transgender people are really like I guess they somehow find and that's very interesting. They find their voice in the feminist movement because as women they're marginalized and there's lots of like I guess this is very disgusting to say if they're women or not, if they're men or not, but I would say that's for sure you can identify as a feminist. Okay, I'll just see what. Okay, okay, okay. Right. So I guess like it's very important to just I guess value your identity, but also it doesn't matter that much. And yeah, I guess I hope so. Like feminism, I guess we had this discussion like yesterday with Ayo about white feminism, intersection of feminism, and that's why. Okay, one second. Like personally, I don't call myself just like a feminist. Just I really want to call myself like an intersectional feminist because the feminist movement is somehow like on the basis of it was on a racist like basis. Like they didn't include women of color, brown, black women in their movement. Like at first, like there's strikes, they were like asking for women's right to vote, but then we saw that only white women could vote. So that's very interesting to also find a space for transgender people to say that they are feminists and to really acknowledge and to really offer them the space and this safe space. So yeah, that's for me. Like it is a very interesting topic. It is a very interesting question, and I say like in Lebanon we don't basically have this discussion. So thank you so much for asking this question, and I hope I answered. So my like one more time. Yes, you can be a feminist. Everyone can be a feminist.
I would just like to add that some circles in Lebanon do in fact have these discussions and a lot of the trans Lebanese people or the people that are transgender and live in Lebanon, regardless of nationality as well, they face a great threat, and they are usually violated, just like a lot of the girls that we know are also or might also be violated. So I think we should really be careful with our language when talking about things such as rape and violence based on gender, which is absolutely irrational in my opinion.
It is very interesting you said that, because I would like to say that I have had a problem like yesterday about that with one of my friends, that they were like joking about virginity, like no, you're a virgin, no, you're a virgin. It's like no, no, you're like so weak, and no, yeah, I'm talking to the biggest virgins on earth. And it was extremely like what do the yani, I hate how yani really people guys that are teenagers can really speak about that. And I'm not this is like in the group of in my group, not I'm not speaking like all the guys are like that, but they have this sort of closed, they say that like we're closed because we only want, like these misconceptions and the stereotypes, they really create like a really not really nice way to speak about things and to joke about everything. Because I don't know, and even in our traditions as Lebanese, we yani Lebanese people, we tend to joke about a lot of things as if like they were not that serious, or as if like it's like whatever, we can joke about anything. But really people don't know their limits with these things. So I guess it's very important that you said that, so thank you for saying that. It's it really reminded me of this problem, so thank you. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yes, I totally agree with what Aya said, and there's something I've been like kind of struggling with when I got involved in the feminist movement. Like I don't know, maybe because like in Lebanon we don't like have like I don't know, but like in our language we just have one word and we stick it all over like everything. Like okay, we just name everything by the same word, and this is not basically what's happening in other languages. So it was really hard to unlearn what I learned during all my upcoming years. So yeah, I guess this is also a very important topic. How can we address issues related to whatever, like feminism or climate change? And I guess like sometimes we even got like hate on our Instagram page because we celebrated Men's Day, and there was someone was like saying, oh, like no, I know you feminists, you're trying to do everything, but خلوكيش for you. I don't know what. ما شفت لها معه. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I basically I'm still learning about the words when it comes to rape, when it comes to other like sexual harassment, and I guess it's very important. And coming like, thank you so much, Andres, for bringing this topic on the table, because like coming from a boy, we don't like have it in Lebanon. Like I don't know, but like we don't have sex education in our schools, so and everything is kind of related. So yeah, I guess it's very hard also to unlearn things we learn, but it's our duty to do so. So yeah, and so just a disclaimer, like I'm not pro at words, so if like we will try our best to stick to words we believe that are the right words, if that makes sense. So yeah, I guess we have less than a minute, so I don't know, like do you want us to like, I don't think we will start with this part of the presentation, so we can get started like at the other part of the Zoom meeting. But please, if you have more like topics related to feminism, it's very interesting. So please
Yeah, it's
bombard
very
us.
nice. Hala, we're having a conversation, and it's more important than the presentation itself. And it's nice for us to see how we interact, what we think, or beliefs in our society. And it's really important to come in. Hala, I guess the meeting will end like a second or so. So please rejoin the same link when it ends.
Okay, and I want to add something when we start the new link as a comment to Dream.